take playing a team that's one of the best in the conference? Down to a one-possession game.
Yeah, I think we did a lot of good things tonight. But I mean, just face some adversity. I think just learning how to finish games down the stretch is the big thing, and be elite when it's time to win. So yeah.
And how do you feel your game is developing? Now you're leading in the last two games in scoring, just because you got a tough 4-game stretch ahead of you.
Yeah, just being a leader on the team. Meeks was out tonight, so it's a next man up mentality. So they called me to do more than I usually do tonight, and I just got to be ready for that.
Demetrius, while we got you here, what has it meant? This is your final home game. What has it meant to play your final season at the Division I level at College of Charleston?
It means a lot. Just always wanting to play at this level. It's a challenge. It's a lot harder than D3, obviously, but just being able to compete at the highest level, it means a lot. And there's no other place I would rather do it at. So,
coming out of high school, was D1 an option for you?
Some walk-on spots, but not any really scholarships or anything like that. So.
Did you always feel like you had a chip on your shoulder? You wanted to prove?
Definitely. Just because playing D3, it's looked down upon a little bit. So I always felt like I could play at this level, but until you play at this level, you don't know, right? So definitely felt that chip on my shoulder coming in.
Do you think, have you proven yourself? Still got a ways to go.
Yeah, definitely still got a ways to go. I think I learned that halfway through the season, feeling like I needed to prove myself, but then I realized I don't really have to prove myself to anyone. One thing I tell myself is audience of one. So just remembering that I'm playing for my Creator and Jesus, and that's why I try to keep that mentality every day.
Were you a point guard at your old team?
Played the point a little bit later in my senior year, so but not too much point.
What's that been like for you? Sort of taking the Cougars system is a little different. Everybody handles and passes, but you sort of taking control of the team as a point guard.
Yeah.
How's that been?
It's been different. I think I've always had the ball skills for it, but as far as the vocalness and just the leadership role, that doesn't come as natural. So just encouraged by Coach Kelsey, just really teaching me how to be a good point guard, and he's coached a lot of great point guards. So he tells me what it takes to be an elite point guard.
You want to play pro ball?
I do, yeah.
Okay. Last 4 games are on the road. What kind of challenge is that going to be as you try to get positioned for the tournament?
Yeah, we're playing the top half of the CAA, so big challenges. But I think it's just important for us to really gel at the right time and build momentum going into the tournament.
Last 2 games, points have been hard to come by down the stretch. It seems like. What needs to happen to fix that?
I think it starts with me just being the point guard and really just controlling the floor and making sure we're getting into our sets and getting the looks we want to get. I think late tonight I kind of was off the ball, and I should have really went and got it and made sure we got in our stuff. So some stuff I can kind of fix there, I think.
What was the goal on that final possession that ended up with the 3 from Rain?
It was just a little brush screen for me to get downhill and get to the rim. They switched it, and I like Rain shooting 3, so I just wanted to kick it to him, and I thought he got a good shot.
Usually a good bet.
Yeah.
Thanks, me.
Yeah. Good.
Thanks, man. Appreciate it. Thanks. Coach Oshie, same question. How do you feel? I know it's a tough loss, a tough pill to swallow, but how do you feel? Any positive you can take playing a top team like Towson, right down the wire?
Yeah, I mean, you can always find positives in every game. When I leave here, open up my laptop, start watching the tape, so I'll be able to speak to it a little bit better. But first of all, you credit Towson. Pat's doing a phenomenal job with that team. They're older, they're veteran. They're a really, really good team and very tough to prepare for. We're 15th in the country in offensive rebounding. They're 13th in overall offensive rebounding percentage. That's the percentage of your misses that you get back. And we knew this was going to be a street fight, and it was. But they got 21 offensive rebounds, which was almost 42% of their misses. And to beat those guys, you can't allow that to happen. And we put them at the free throw line too much. They had 32 free throw attempts and 21 offensive rebounds. We turned the ball over 19 times. So those are big glaring things that jump off the page at me. And I guess if I found a silver lining in it, it was despite all those things, giving up 21 offensive rebounds, turning the ball over 19 times, putting him at the free throw line 32 times, and we're right stinking there. Right there, we say all the time that you got to be at your best at winning time. Winning time for us is the last 2 wars. It's the last 8 minutes. And, there are just a lot of things you have to do to close out games. Winning is hard. We say all the time you have to deserve victory. And, to win games and to close out games against good teams in conference, whether it's big free throw block out, under out of bounds defense mistake. I think they had 6 offensive rebounds in the last 2 wars. We had 4 turnovers in the last 2 wars at winning time. So, those are all the things as a coach that you just, that you start cataloging in your mind, that you have to improve on, you have to teach. Fact of the matter, too, is we have a very, very young team, and many guys are in these situations for the first time. I think if you count up freshman minutes, rough estimate, it was like 119 minutes of the 200 from freshmen. And there's no experience like experience, right? Getting thrown into the kitchen. So you'd hope as we move forward, being in these situations, you grow. And we're going to have to do it quick because, season's coming to a close and conference tournaments right around the bend. But, and even Demetrius, you talked about, he's had a phenomenal season. And his line today was ridiculous, right? 21 points, 11 rebounds, 6 assists. That's crazy. But he'd be the first to tell you, this is a new experience for him. He just said at the Division III level, he was a part-time point guard, and now he's our full-time point guard on the biggest stage in huge environments. So, although he is a grown man and he's older with experience, this type of stuff in that setting is relatively new to him as well. And you talk about, he talked about the point guard training. He went to point guard school by coming here, and it's a crash course, right? 1-year thing, and it's, I'm not the smartest guy in the world, but you put me in a bunch of high-level math classes, and I got to learn it all in a couple months. My head would spin like Linda Blair in The Exorcist. You know what I mean? But he's handled it like a pro. He embraced it, and it's made him so much better of a player. And, it's going to help set him up for a very, very successful professional career because he already has the size and ability to rebound, and he's getting better shooting the ball. But, to play the point, it's been really, really good for his growth. But, you always want it faster. He wants it faster. I want it faster. You want the freshmen to grow up faster. That was a big-time game against a big-time team. You tip their cap. They found a way to win at the biggest part of the game.
How did you sort of find Demetrius at the D3 school?
Well, in the transfer portal. The transfer portal and this, it was, crazy. I don't know if I slept for about 3 months when I got the job. It's like you have to, all the stuff you have to do. You hire a staff, and people are moving from all over the world. We only had 2 players returning. We had to sign an entire roster, so it's just smokes coming off your computer screen, checking out the transfer portal. And we have a process when we mine the portal every day in the spring, and the prospects that show up, we run them through. We scrub them through a list of our qualifications, numbers, and then we make calls and we follow up and da-da-da-da-da. And I'm not concerned whether you're D2, D3, D4, D5. You could see he's an elite Division I player with that line. He's had a remarkable career. So we go through a very thorough process in the spring in the transfer portal, and that's how we found him. And then we call him and you talk to him. You saw it. He's a world-class kid, great character, strong in his faith, great teammate. So he had all the intangibles that we value as well, and it's been a great fit. But he's being asked to do something that's not in his comfort zone. It's just first year. We put 12 new players together on this team, and and putting the pieces together and asking guys to play roles that maybe they're not used to, asking freshmen to step up and play major minutes in big games. It's a process. I believe in the process. I believe in what we're doing. I see growth. Although the scoreboard and the win-loss record doesn't show it right now, within our program, within our locker room, I know it's coming, but you can't cheat winning, right? You can't cheat the process. It's one step at a time. It's the next repetition in practice. It's the next film session, and you got to do it over and over and over again.
Is Meeks just going to be a day-to-day situation the rest of the year, you think?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, you'd have to ask Horsch that. He's chomping at the bit to get back out there. He's rehabbing basically around the clock. I've told you how highly I think of Chris Horschel. He's as good of a sports medicine guy as there is in the country. Our doc is ridiculous. He's awesome. And John wants to be back out there. He's rehabbing. We're hoping he feels better in the next couple days.
Probably got one of the toughest closing schedules, 4 games on the road.
I never heard of it before. It's crazy. It's nuts. It's
I know.
crazy. Nine. That sounds like Ferris Bueller. 9 times. Ferris was absent 9 times. 9 days. 9 days we're on the road. That's crazy. I mean, these guys are in school,
Any of those makeup games?
Yeah.
Is this-
2 of them.
2 of them, okay.
It's crazy. Yeah, I mean, you can only eat an elephant one bite at a time, right? So we just got to focus on the next one and
You got a strong schedule over the next 4 games.
I mean, it's no excuses, no explanations. We're going to attack it. It's going to be a great opportunity and a great challenge, but it's as difficult a way to end a season as you could possibly get. But somehow we're going to use it to galvanize us and use it as to our advantage somehow, some way, and hopefully get us moving in the right direction. Thanks.
Thanks, Pat.